Hi, my name is Hillary, and I am the designer of LillyBeanMarket.com. We make Lilly Bean play food, which is wool felt play food designed especially for children. I'm going to release a series of videos that teach you how to make some of our most fun creations. Today's video is on the wool felt fortune cookie, our Lilly Bean fortune cookie. All that I ask is that you just make them for fun and not for profit, because between you and me, I'd like to stay in business. Okay, thanks. To make this project, you need 3.5-inch wool felt circles. You could use synthetic felt, but wool felt works much better. It's a much nicer looking product. And these circles are actually available on my website, already pre-cut for you, or you can buy the sheets of wool felt on my website also and make the circles yourself. They're about 3.5 inches in diameter, and you need 2 per fortune cookie. We're going to start by taking one of our circles, and I have made a template. We're going to be marking basically a dot here, 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 and here. I've made a template, and you could make one too. You're just going to use any kind of hard material to cut the 3.5-inch circle, and then punch holes. If you make an X through the middle, they're directly across from each other. So you're going to put that circle down and mark them with a pencil. You don't need to mark very hard. You just need to be able to see. I'm kind of marking mine hard so that you can see what I've done. All right, now you have your circle here with these dots here. These are going to be your kind of guidelines. And you're going to layer the cookie on top of each other. And then you need to get out your sewing machine. So at this point in the lesson, you should have a circle with your markings and a regular circle. Okay, now you're going to layer it. Before you go ahead and sew it, you need to layer it and put one on top of the other. Now this fortune cookie is ready for sewing. Now we're going to take our marked fortune cookie, and I've loaded this light tan color thread into the sewing machine. It matches the tan of the fabric. So we're going to sew from one dot to another here. You can see where my thumbs are. That's where the dots are, if it's hard to see on the camera. So I'm going to go about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge of the edge of the circle here, and I'm going to just go back and forth at the end so they don't go across. And grab my scissors here. So it should look something like this. You should just, and it's a little bit wider here. Your goal is to make it kind of like an even line here. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the side that's opposite of the side that you just did. So we're going to sew from one dot to another. Now you should have something that looks like this, almost like parentheses. You have a parenthesis on this side and a parenthesis on this side, and these two sides are open. Now you're going to cut off these strings, because there's no strings on fortune cookies. I'll flip it over the other side. Alright. Now the strings are gone. Okay. Now you're going to take, you have parentheses on the side and a parenthesis on the side. You're going to fold it in half so that you're folding those parentheses in half. I like to put the marks on the inside so that you don't see them after you're done. Now you are going to sew from the end of one parenthesis to the end of the other, okay, so that you're sewing through 4 layers of fabric here. Now take it kind of slow so that you can try and make everything line up and be even. Okay. when you've finished, you should end up with something that looks like this. These circles weren't exactly perfect, so we have a little edge here, but you really don't notice that once you've folded the cookie again to make your fortune cookie. So for the next step, we're going to need a needle and thread. Oh, and you're going to want to cut these strings off too. So I'll cut these off too. And now I'm going to go get my needle and thread. Okay, so now I've taken out my needle and thread. You don't need a whole lot of thread to do this unless you're doing a whole bunch at once. You're going to take your fortune cookie, and I use this thing and I call it a stuffy stick. It's just a little dowel, and I've sharpened one end a little bit, and then I have softened that edge with some sandpaper, and it works really good for a lot of the projects I make. So I definitely recommend it. If you buy any of my kits on my website, I put one of these in each kit. You're going to kind of separate it from side to side to side so that you can widen it. And go like this, right? Then you're going to fold it in half like this. Alright, so that you have something that looks like this. Don't worry, it won't look like this when it's done. You're going to take your needle and thread, and I've tied a knot at the end of this thread so it won't go through. And you're going to go between here and here, through to the other side. And back through. And you just do this a couple of times, like 2 or 3 times, just to make sure that it's going to stay secure. After I've done it a couple of times, when I go in this time, I come up through the middle, in between the 2 layers here. Okay? Then I'm just going to tie it off. I'm just going to tie a knot so that it doesn't go anywhere. And I always like to double knot everything because I always keep in mind that kids are probably going to be playing with this, and kids try to pull things apart, and I don't want anything that I make to come apart. Okay? And you're going to cut that string off. Okay, now your fortune cookie's done, but we need to kind of shape it. So I take my little stuffy stick again, and I'm just going to run it along the edges here. I have a little string. You get all the way here. There we go. I'm going to run it along the edges here, and I kind of go back and forth, and then I'm going to run it along the edge on this side and go back and forth. And the more you do that, the more it takes the shape you want it to take, which is that of a fortune cookie. Okay, so now you have your fortune cookie, and all you need is a fortune. So I just cut this little strip of paper. Now you could either print stuff out on your computer and then cut it, or you or your kids can just write their own little message. I'm going to just write, I love you, on my little message here. Alright, and I'm going to kind of curl this message up a little bit. Alright, I take my stuffy stick again. Now chopsticks would probably work for this too. I'm going to put it in one opening here, stuff it in there, and now I have a little fortune to like stick in my kid's lunchbox or send to a friend or whatever I want to do. They make really good bridal shower little gifts and things like that. So, well, that's it. That's the felt fortune cookie. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Hi, it's me again. I hope you really enjoyed that little lesson on how to make felt fortune cookies, and I hope you have a lot of fun making them. If you're looking to buy wool felt or, the wool felt circles used in this lesson, please go to my website at www.lillybeanmarket.com. I'm also going to be releasing several more videos over the course of the next couple of months, so keep in touch and keep watching for more videos. Thanks.